I think whether you're a politician or a business, it's quite hard to keep secrets these days, largely because digital technology makes it so easy for people not just to access information on the internet, but most of us carry a phone, which is also a tape recorder and a camera, and we have a means through social media to publish that information. So that means that it is very, very difficult for anyone to keep a secret. And I think the lessons are that if you've got a guilty secret, it's better to be open about it, because if you're caught trying to hide it, that can rebound even more seriously against you.
The rise of digital media has completely transformed the communications landscapes that companies, countries, and pretty much everybody is operating within. Once it was much more possible to have a command and control approach towards communications, deciding what you wanted to say, how it was going to go out, and controlling the other information that you didn't want to be known by consumers or by voters or other people. The fact that we now have this incredible range of fast-moving digital communications media has changed that completely. It's no longer possible to control everything. And if you are in the business of risk management, which is pretty much what most companies are trying to do, you need to take a different approach now to how you look at information and how you treat it in terms of who can see it on what basis. And I think the move, therefore, towards fuller disclosure, fuller transparency, it is pretty inevitable if people wish to protect their brands and to retain trust amongst the stakeholder groups who they wish to work with. There's nothing more powerful than something marked top secret or confidential, even if it's pretty boring. And so if you've got information that is not necessarily going to cause business harm, but which could be in the public interest in some way or other, it's best to have it out there. Maybe nobody will look at it, but if they do look at it, if it's marked secret, it's going to be more of a liability than if it isn't.
It does depend on the size of the company. And it's obviously much easier in a small company or a new company to have a coherent culture, because you probably know all your employees and you're all doing more or less the same thing. So then the chief executive basically does know what's happening. But when you get into big international businesses with a lot of complexity, I honestly think it's going to be incredibly difficult for a CEO to actually be able to say hand on heart they know what's going on. It also assumes that the people underneath are going to tell the truth. You know, a lot of companies, the chief executive will, if you like, set the culture, but that culture is probably not embedded further down. The company manual says you will do this, but the real question is, why do good people do bad things? You know, what are the pressures in the company that make them do something wrong, gets public, and the company gets blown up?